Hey everybody, welcome to this quick video. This is probably the first video on my channel that I made in English, or that I'm making in English, so apologies if I'm gonna make mistakes here and there. So as you saw in the quick introduction, quick presentation to this shot, the idea here is to recreate this shot here that is far from perfect. So there are plenty of problematic area that we have to fix in comp. But that's actually the goal of this series of video that I'm planning to release. Again, I have to be honest with you. I'm not a content creator, so I don't have a real plan in my mind at the moment. But if you're interested in knowing how to craft out something like that, it would be cool, to be a little bit more consistent and try to publish content or on a more consistent way. So yeah, that's pretty much it. There is this spooky fantasy landscape that I had in my mind that I wanted to explore a little bit in 3D. So I kit bashed this 3D scene, and the render that came out, right straight out from the render engine was fairly bad. I mean, there is no real love for lighting, or there's nothing much going on there. It's pretty flat. It's pretty boring, and lighting, again, it's not there. There's basically an HDR that is lighting the environment. I didn't pay attention to balance out the texture, and so basically the goal of this video series is to show how we can grab a render that is not perfect, is far from perfect, and we may turn it into something more pleasable. Again, a lot of stuff that needs to be addressed. For instance, this skull is definitely too bright, this rock is definitely too dark. There is no lighting interaction on the rocks in the foreground, so even if we have a pretty bright volumetric effects here, fire, whatever it is, that, by the way, I created with Embergen, so that's something that we're gonna touch. We have 30 days free trial of for that software, and we can create some volumetric effects. So again, plenty of things that need to be addressed, but when we are dealing with the render that is not very well lit, like this one, again, that's not usually the case. When we're working in production, you're usually working with better renders with a very nice lighting, but in this case we're not. So when we are in this situation, obviously we need to fix it in comp, and we can do it using a series of recoloring technique, like I did here. So try to balance out a little bit more the shot. Here I fixed the color of this rock, so presumably this final render is an old version, because here it's much darker. So we're gonna learn how we should approach a shot like that, or what we should look for, or at least what I'm learning to do. I'm learning as well, so I don't want to to pretend to be a teacher of any kind. I'm learning this thing as I work, as long as, how you say that in English, while I'm practicing, basically. So I'm just sharing with you my approach, and if you have a better one, just share with me, because that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to share what I know and exchange knowledge with you guys. So again, we're going to learn how to use layers. This is a multi-layer CG render, so we have a bunch of different stuff baked into this file here that we're going to use to, again, maybe raise a little bit certain detail in the background, or create more interesting specular highlights on the foreground rocks, and so on. Then we have the fire. I render out a crappy fire simulation. It's a dynamic range, same at least, so we have some space of maneuver in Nuke where we can play around with values, and it's looking pretty flat in the viewer right now, but with some recoloring we can make it look better, something like that. And again, also this fire has some multi-layer AOVs, let's say, so we have different content inside this file that we're going to use separately. Well, here I didn't, I just basically smashed the render straight on top of the skull, so not any real attention to detail here, but we're going to learn how to do that, and maybe using like depth paths from our main render to better integrate the fire inside the comp, right? And lots of other stuff like vector field, how to apply LUT to our final comp, how to view LUT in our, using input process. We can view LUT directly into our comp. And you see that I started here adding a little bit more interactive light in Nuke. So we're gonna learn how to use maybe normal paths, and using normal paths to relight our object, or to add some rim light to our scene and stuff like that. So overall, it's going to be a cool project. But whoa, let me turn it off. But yeah, let me know if you're interested. First of all, if you like this type of project, if it makes sense, and then yeah, we'll like to render out some videos, share some video with you about how I'm approaching a full CG shot, and the techniques that I'm learning along the way. And yeah, and again, I wanted to mention that I'm also gonna share with you the render. So if you want to play along with me while I'm comping this shot, I will share the CG render and the fire sim, so we can like play out together. And that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for your time. Let me know if, again, it makes sense for you to watch me blabbing about CG shots like that. And see you next time. Bye-bye.